We are going to interrupt our scheduled videos on the Global Spiritual Informers Connection to address the events that have affected many of us so intensely over the past couple of days. Tim and I were evacuated from our Gulf Coast home yesterday and are so fortunate to have so many loved ones offer us shelter. We began driving at 4 a.m. and missed the lines of traffic and were even able to fill up on fuel twice without lines. We made it to my daughter's home just above the hurricane safe zone. They have a horse farm and chose to evacuate 30 horses, which took a good portion of the day. Then they boarded up the house, and I am making this video as we are waiting for the devastation that the media can't wait to tell us about. Please share this video with friends and family, like and subscribe to my channel. To help with the expenses of this channel, I've set up a little store that is linked in the description. And you can support me additionally by leaving a tip via the Super Thanks button below the video. You know how certain things stick with you? Well, for years, there is one Q post that has been sitting in the back of my mind. The post was number 765 on February 15, 2018, and it simply told us to watch the water. There can be multiple applicable meanings to this cryptic phrase. It could refer to being mindful of the water in our bodies and to maintain a high frequency as a sentient being. The first water that we should be watching is something that we do have control over, the water in our body. The human body is composed of about 60% water, and I find it amazing that about 60 to 65% of that body water is found inside the cells and is called intracellular water. The remaining 35 to 40% of water in the body is extracellular fluid, which is outside the cells, and is divided into two main components. The first is interstitial fluid, which is about 25% of the body's water. This water surrounds the cells, cushioning and providing nutrients to them, very similar to how amniotic fluid cushions a developing fetus. Next, plasma is about 8% of the body's water. This is the liquid component of blood, helping to transport nutrients, hormones, and waste products. Water is also found in lymphatic fluid as part of the immune system. Cerebrospinal fluid surrounds the brain and spinal cord, and in digestive juices in the stomach and intestines. I hope you can see how important clean, pure water is to your health. If not, please review my video on Dr. Masaru Emoto and what his studies of water revealed to us. It will be linked at the end. I have always believed that this drop was referring to the Three Gorges Dam in China, which is supposed to be an end marker in the White Hat Plan or movie. The Three Gorges Dam has faced significant strain in recent years due to extreme weather events and heavy rainfall, impacting its structural integrity and operational capacity. Over the past few years, the dam has encountered severe flooding, which has led to concerns about its ability to manage high water levels safely. In 2024, the dam is reportedly managing peak floods, indicating ongoing challenges amid heavy precipitation in the region. Moreover, the dam has experienced geological concerns, including landslides and sedimentation issues, which further complicate its condition. While the dam continues to function, its long-term viability remains a topic of discussion amid growing environmental pressures. Do you believe that the Three Gorges Dam will be the culmination of this period of destruction? In the past 3 years, numerous devastating water-related disasters have occurred, significantly impacting lives and economies. Hurricane Ian in September 2022 caused at least 150 deaths and approximately $113 billion in damages. There were also 3 catastrophic hurricanes in the United States in 2023, namely Hurricane Idalia, Hurricane Lee, and Hurricane Maria, which caused $9.3 billion of financial loss and 9 human lives. In 2024, Milton will be the 5th hurricane that makes landfall in the United States after Beryl, Francine, Helene, and Debbie in just 3.5 months. Helene killed 227 people alone, and the financial losses for 2024 have not even begun to roll in. So by watching the water, there could be numerous meanings, including watching your own state and emotions for optimal health. The frequency and intensity of water-related disasters have undeniably been increasing in recent years. Many believe this is due to global warming. Earth's climate has historically undergone cyclical periods of warming and cooling due to a combination of natural factors. We are not going to delve into the history of global warming and cooling over time in this video. These cycles drive the long-term glacial or ice ages and interglacial, which are warmer periods phases. For example, the last ice age ended about 11,700 years ago, giving way to the Holocene interglacial period that we are currently in. So understand that we should always protect Mother Earth, and we aren't doing our duty as custodians of planet Terra. But it's not the unexpected, catastrophic global warming that is being hyped. You can ride your bicycle and recycle your plastics, which should be done anyway, but the world will follow specific cyclical patterns as it always has, even without us. Think about this, guys. The proliferation of Wi-Fi and other wireless technologies definitely contributes to global warming. So why aren't we ever told to shut down our Wi-Fi devices? Why don't they outlaw high-usage devices? The operation of Wi-Fi networks requires energy. Routers, access points, and data centers consume electricity, which often comes from fossil fuel sources. As demand for Wi-Fi increases, so does the energy consumption associated with it. The increasing number of connected devices such as smartphones, laptops, and the plethora of IoT devices contribute to overall energy usage. Wi-Fi networks connect to data centers, which are energy-intensive facilities used to store and manage data. Data centers require significant amounts of electricity for both operation and cooling. The growth of online content and streaming services increases internet traffic, leading to higher energy demands from both networks and data centers. The sheer volume of electronic devices used daily, from smartphones and laptops to smart appliances and IoT devices, far exceeds the number of people who drive cars or fly on airplanes. This reality raises important considerations about the cumulative impact of these devices on energy consumption and, consequently, global warming. So why isn't anybody talking about the impact of Wi-Fi devices, money, and control? The last thing on this that I want to share is some of the people who are big proponents of the global warming narrative. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change is run by the United Nations. You may remember Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. He has been the Director General of the World Health Organization, which is a specialized agency of the UN, since July 1, 2017. Tedros and Anthony Fauci participated in numerous press conferences and public briefings during the COVID-19 pandemic. They were the advisors. They were the experts that the world and its leaders relied upon to make recommendations and mandates related to how COVID-19 was handled, including vaccine recommendations and mandates. They pushed the mask agenda, knowing that they cause a proliferation of upper respiratory bacteria that are rebreathed and eventually cause pneumonia. They knew that, guys, and people are still walking around with masks. I could go on, but I wouldn't trust anything these men say. Another big proponent of the global warming scare is Bill Gates. Joe Biden advocates for climate action and committed the United States to the Paris Agreement. Bill Gates actively promotes clean energy and climate change solutions through his investments and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Both Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg are associated with numerous organizations that focus on promoting climate change advocacy. I don't trust either one to be a humanitarian who cares more about Mother Earth and her people than his own profit or the profit of his masters. That's just my opinion. I encourage you to reason for yourself. Do you believe the undeniable history of climate cycles and the tendency for Mother Earth to rebound and heal? Or do you believe Fauci, Tedros, Biden, Gates, Zuckerberg, and hundreds of others who fly their personal planes to go to dinner as they try to force you to buy a $20,000 to $100,000 electric car when you can't afford to eat? They have no compassion because they have no souls. Once you get this, you will wake up. So we know that the people with the money and the media have convinced you that the hurricanes in Florida are due to global warming. Let's take a look. There is no dispute that over the last couple of years, Florida experienced unprecedented hurricane activity. Hurricane Helene made landfall on September 28, 2024, along Florida's Big Bend region with sustained winds of 140 miles per hour. It caused severe damage and flooding, impacting communities along much of the west coast of Florida and extending into Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. The video that you are watching is Hudson Beach, Florida, before Hurricane Milton. People are already devastated and they are expected to receive a Category 4 hurricane impact in a few hours. What do you think is going to happen when these piles of debris become airborne and smash into structures, the land, and the sea creatures? As you can see, just about a week ago, these homes were devastated by Hurricane Helene. The debris has not been picked up, which is understandable. Still, you can see that these poor people have sandbagged their homes in a desperate attempt to save what little they have left of their lives. A critical component to hurricane preparation is to secure or remove any objects or debris that can become high-speed projectiles. Take a look at this. What do you think is going to happen when these piles of debris become airborne and smash into structures, the land, and the sea creatures? Today, 11 days later, the same west coast of Florida is about to be catastrophically demolished by Hurricane Milton, with water surges up to 15 feet. 11 days after over 200 people died, Milton is anticipated to bring life-threatening conditions, including high winds, severe flooding, and an unprecedented 53 tornadoes so far. There are thousands of technologies that have been hidden from us pursuant to the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951. Weather modification is just one of those technologies. I have done a complete video on the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, which I encourage you to review in your understanding of the past, current, and future weather phenomena. I encourage you to look at your leaders and how they are responding to this destruction and heartache. Do they have genuine compassion? Do they give of their time and their resources? Or do they tell you what you want to hear? So let's consider for just a minute the possibility that these destructive weather anomalies are not natural occurrences. Why are they doing it? There have been as many hypotheses as Carter has pills. Some believe that the White Hats are doing this to destroy Disney and their tunnels. I'm not a proponent of this theory because if it were the Earth Alliance, it would be more of a targeted attack. This operation is clearly designed to cause mass collateral damage. Another theory that I've heard is that there is a lithium mine in North Carolina in an area which was catastrophically affected by Hurricane Helene. Both the Piedmont Lithium Project and the Carolina Lithium Project contain enough lithium to be mined and used for many decades. Still, yet another which was mentioned at the Galactic Spiritual Informers Connection was that Ron DeSantis is the target to intimidate him into reversing policies that he has enacted to protect the state of Florida from illegal immigration and who knows what else. I'm sure there's lots more going around, but what do you think? Is global warming causing this? Are the white hats doing it to destroy Disney and its tunnels? Or is the deep state trying to take control of lithium now that much of their gold and assets have allegedly been seized and they are hurting financially? Or are they still on this immigration agenda? Do they want to bully DeSantis into allowing illegals into the state of Florida? Are they trying to sink Florida? I don't know. I only know that this doesn't create a positive narrative for the Biden-Harris administration, since the narrative is there is no FEMA money left for us devastated by these hurricanes. Okay, guys, Hurricane Milton is about to make landfall, and I have to try to upload this before I lose power. Please send healing love and energy to all those affected by this cruel game with our lives.